Hi guys, I am Kat Shambaugh. I am a High Priestess level witch who specializes in protection magic and ceremonial magic, but today I'm here to talk to you guys about self-love magic. So I'm going to give you guys a couple of ways that you can do some self-love based spell work or magic to kind of bring your self-love and your self-esteem out. So everything that I'm going to talk about today is non-denominational magic. So there's no deities involved, no like worship of any deities involved. It's completely non-religious magic. So anyone can do or incorporate the spell work, no matter what you believe. And then everything that I'm also going to include is using only stuff that you probably already have or can scrounge up for very cheap. Behind me, you can see that I have like a bunch of witchcraft stuff. That's just because I've been practicing for almost 4 years now. But you don't need all of this stuff to get started with any of this. You usually just need like maybe a couple of things that you already have in your house and your own kind of energies. So it's going to be really easy. So, one of the best ways to start off your day or start off any kind of self care practice, I think, is with a self care meditation. So, there's like a million different ways that you can meditate. There's a million different apps that you can use to guide you through meditation, but one of the most simple kinds of meditation is called white light meditation. It's used very often by spiritualists to cleanse themselves or cleanse a space before any spell work, any spirit work, anything like that. So I'm going to run you through it pretty quickly. Essentially, what you're going to do is you want to find a place where you're comfortable. You want to sit up with nice posture as best as you can and close your eyes if that's what helps you. Kind of focus in on yourself, and you want to focus on your breathing. So you start by taking in 3 deep breaths in through your nose, hold it for a second, and then out through your mouth. Nice and deep, nice and slow, there's no rush. And then you're just going to let your breathing return to normal and just focus on feeling the air come in and out of your body. And give yourself a couple minutes to just kind of sit and focus on your breathing. It helps to focus in a specific part of your body if you get distracted easily. So you can focus like on the air coming in through your nose, on your chest, or in your diaphragm, wherever is easiest for you. If you find your mind wandering, just kind of lightly bring it back to your breathing. And then after a couple minutes of you'll get into a pattern with your breathing, you can go ahead and in front of you visualize a ball of white light, like bright white light. Sit and kind of visualize it until you can get a very clear picture in your mind. And then you're going to take this white light and visualize it going over each part of your body very slowly, starting with your toes and then moving all the way up to the very top of your head, which is non-shot. And very slowly, as this white light is going over each section of your body, you're going to relax those muscles until eventually you should get to the top and you should be completely, nicely relaxed. And if you want to make it into a self-care meditation, it's very easy as you're going over each part of your body to think about what you like about that part of your body. And if any negative thoughts kind of come into your brain, you want to turn those into positive thoughts as best as you can, because the whole point is to talk about how much we love ourselves. So this is a really easy meditation to do. It's really a helpful thing to do, I think, right before bed because it calms your whole body down. It's also a great thing to do if you suffer from panic attacks, because bringing your mind to focus on your breathing physically calms your whole body down. You can make a self-care sigil very easily. All you need is a marker or a pen or some sort of writing instrument, and then a piece of paper. And eventually you'll probably need a lighter and a safe place to light something on fire. I like to use my cast iron cauldron, just because it's easier that way. But please make sure if you ever light anything on fire, you're doing it safely. Please do not set your house on fire. So the easiest way to create a sigil is to start by coming up with an affirmation that you want to embody. So if we're doing a self-love affirmation, it could be like the sentence, I am enough. So you'll go ahead and write down the sentence on a piece of paper. yeah. Super easy, right? And then what we're going to do is we're going to take out all of the vowels from this sentence. So my sentence, I am enough, becomes just M, N, G, H, just 4 letters. And then we can take these 4 letters and put them on any shape we want. So I'm going to choose a circle because it's the simplest one to start from. Theoretically, you could do any shape you want, but basically what I'm going to do is draw a circle. This is a terrible circle. It's really an oval. And I'm going to put these letters around the edge of the circle in whatever way I see fit. So you have a circle that looks like this. We're going to make it just a little bit more complicated than that and assign each letter to a number. So I have my own cheat sheet here, which is the numbers 1 through 9 and the letters of the alphabet. So I don't have to count in my head. So I'm going to go for M is going to be, let's see, N is 4, N is 5, G is 7, and H is 8. So I'm going to take those numbers and connect the letters in the circle in the order of the numbers, right? So from 4 to 5 to 7 to 8. And when you do this, you can draw whatever lines, curvy or straight, whatever you feel like. So just kind of let your pen draw something interesting and see what happens. So I like curvy lines personally, but you can do it straight. You could do like wavy if you really wanted to. It's totally up to you. So I'm going to connect my M to my N all the way up here to the G, and I put a curve in it, just a little loop in it for fun. And then down to the H end. So then you have your final sigil, which then you can take another piece of paper. I'm going to actually rip this one. Ah! And you're going to copy the sigil. Just the inner part, you can keep the circle on it if you want. It just depends on what looks best. You're going to copy that sigil much bigger on your new piece of paper. So my finished product looks like this, which looks like an N, which is kind of nice because enough has a very strong N sound, so it will remind me of what the original affirmation was. But that's just kind of luck. So then you have your sigil. So what you can do with this, you can write this on a sticky note and put it on your mirror in the morning so that when you wake up and look in the mirror, you remember that you are enough. We'll talk about glamour spells in a minute. So you can use this and a glamour spell with whatever cleanser you really like or makeup you really like. Concealer is a good one too, to kind of bring that affirmation into yourself. Or one of the easiest ways that you can do this is if you fold it up nice and small, you can kind of charge it with your own power by holding it, maybe meditating on it, looking at it, visualizing your own power going into it, and then you can stick it in your fireproof or fire safe container, right? And use a nice lighter and set it on fire, which is always fun. And so as the paper is kind of burning away, you can imagine this affirmation filling the air with smoke. So please don't set off your fire alarms. And surrounding you in its light. I have a really good recipe for a recovery potion, which is great, especially in like winter time, for bringing some energy back into yourself, especially if you suffer from like seasonal affective disorder, when it gets dark outside and we can't leave our houses now because of quarantine, and there's a tendency to kind of slip into a depressive spiral. So this is a really delicious way to kind of bring yourself back to an energized part of yourself. So it's very easy to make. All it requires is 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, 3 teaspoons of cocoa powder, whatever your favorite kind of cocoa powder is, a teaspoon of allspice, and then a large mug of milk. And so all you have to do is heat up that milk, stir all the ingredients in, maybe throw some marshmallows in there. And then as you're drinking it, think about kind of that liquid bringing back energy into your body, flowing throughout your entire body. And you can take a second to meditate on, what is it in your life that is draining you so much? And also, what are the positive parts of your life? What are the upsides of being in quarantine like this? What are the upsides of having all of this time? And meditate on those things to kind of bring back a little bit of positivity into your point of view. This one is probably the closest that we'll get to traditional spell work in this video. So it is a little bit more involved, but it's still very easy. You can do with things that you probably already have in your house. So that's pretty awesome. So all you're going to need for this spell is a mirror of some kind. It can be handheld. I have this really cute one. Or it could be the mirror of your bathroom. It's totally up to you. Whatever you have is fine. You're going to need something to clean said mirror with. You can make your own cleaning solutions, or you can use Windex if you want. It's also totally up to you. That's really all you'll need. Everything else is kind of an accessory. So this is what we call a glamour, which is a spell that has to do with how you are perceived or how you look. So a lot of love spells fall under this category, but we can use it as a self-love spell as well instead of the love of trying to attract someone else. So I like to start doing any spell work like this by cleansing yourself. So that could be doing the meditation that we already did earlier. It could be taking a nice long shower with really nice soap. It could be cleansing your area with sage or a bell like this one to get out any bad vibrations. Whatever kind of cleansing ritual you decide on will work for you. So it's totally up to you. And as you're doing that, you want to kind of bring your attention to your face or your body or yourself, preferably in a mirror. And I know sometimes it's hard to look at ourselves in the mirror and actually look, but you want to look without being judgmental of yourself, and look at all the positive aspects as you're kind of cleansing. And the next optional step, which is very helpful because a lot of spell work is candle work, is to light a candle that can hold your intention in it. So preferable candle colors, pink, red, silver. Though you can always, always, always substitute a white candle for a candle of any color. So I have a ton of candles just because I practice a lot. But if you don't have a candle at all, that's fine. If all you have is, I still have Hanukkah candles, you could use that. Why not? It's just a candle. So I have this is a perfect candle to use for this if it doesn't have cat hair on it. This is a pink one. Simple spell candle. You can get these anywhere. If you go to any metaphysical store, they have literally thousands of them. If you're in the Atlanta area, I totally recommend Phoenix and Dragon. It's a bookstore and metaphysical store. They have every kind of religion, spiritualist practice recognized there, which is freaking cool. And really reasonable prices on herbs, candles, everything you could possibly need. Plus they have cats that run around the store, so that's awesome. But you can go ahead and this is just a candle holder. Light your candle. Make sure you're lighting it in a safe place. You're gonna make sure you're not gonna set your house on fire, preferably. And so you can have this candle lit as you're doing this next part. Candles are great for meditation though if you kind of stare into the flame. That's a way of scrying too, but we're not gonna get into that today. But you can just imagine that the wax on the candle is very symbolic of cleansing any negative energies that may be in your life. So getting into the actual real incantation part, the part that's not optional, you're going to take your mirror and you're going to take whatever you're going to use to clean it, and you're going to, oh, this is spooky. You can see the candle. Oh my gosh. Ah! Look at that. Wow, that's a sign. That's cool. Okay, anyway, you're going to take your mirror and you're going to kind of clean it ritually. And so mirrors in the spiritual world, and many different spiritual beliefs, are very powerful. So mirrors kind of not only reflect, but they also capture emotions, feelings, vibes in general. So cleaning your mirror is a great way of kind of cleaning any negative vibes out of your life. Plus, it's also just good to clean your mirror in general. So this is a great excuse to like clean your mirror regularly. So as you're kind of looking in it and cleaning, right? You want to, wow, this mirror is not clean. This is a very ritualistic thing that's happening. So you're watching yourself get clearer in the mirror. You can think about cleaning away any imperfections that you may see, any negative thoughts in your head about yourself, right? And focusing on the good things. And as you're doing this, I have a very simple incantation that you can use as well. And the incantation just goes, "Dear the power from both sky and ground, I am asking you bring passion to my love. By this spell that I have cast, my wish is a love that will last forever." And this is actually a very common love spell that you would use on someone else, but I think it's a perfect thing to use on yourself as well, because it's the same kind of love. So you just want to keep going, keep cleaning your mirror until it's as clean as you're happy with. And then you can let your candle burn down all the way if you want, or you can blow it out as a signifying act of the end of your little self-care ritual. So now that I've kind of like rambled on about a bunch of different kinds of witchcraft, I want to say thank you to y'all and y'all Atlanta for allowing me to kind of submit this video and talk to you guys. It's been really cool. And thank you to everyone who is watching and who is taking part in this amazing, awesome event. It's really great to see artists, especially in Atlanta, lift each other up. And even though we can't be in person at an art festival, we're still getting that exposure and sharing what we love. So that's really awesome. If you have questions, want to talk about protection magic or self-love magic or anything in general, I'm linking my email. Please feel free to reach out to me. I'm gonna add my Instagram too if you want to DM me there, but I'm totally an open book, so happy to talk about any of this stuff if you have questions or concerns or anything, or if you want to know some simple protection spells you can use, I got you on that. So please feel free to reach out if you're interested at all. I promise I'm not scary. Only sometimes I'm scary. But thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I'm really happy to be able to talk to you guys today, and I hope that everyone stays safe and healthy and happy, and that you're all able to use this downtime to kind of work on yourselves, and bask in the fact that like the life that we've been given is a gift, and we shouldn't be taking that for granted. Thanks, guys.